Welcome to Rich Tribe. Today we're diving into something that could literally change the trajectory of your life. We're talking about gaining ultimate control over your time. Imagine reaching a point where you no longer depend on a paycheck just to survive. Sounds pretty amazing, right? Well, today in this explainer, we're breaking down a powerful alternative path to get you there, called the F.I.R.E. movement.
To set the stage, I want to share a quote directly from a self-made millionaire and financial mentor. He wrote, "I viewed 9 to 5 with 2 weeks vacation per year for the next 40 years as the equivalent of a lifetime prison sentence." Oof. I mean, does that hit close to home or what? A lot of us feel that exact same exhaustion, that relentless, everyday hamster wheel. And it really makes you wonder, is there actually a realistic alternative to just working until we're 65 or 70?
Well, yes, there absolutely is. And that's exactly what the F.I.R.E. movement is all about: financial independence, retire early. The core idea here is brilliantly simple. It's a financial strategy where you aggressively save and invest so that your assets, not your physical labor, cover your living expenses. You're essentially buying back your own freedom. Now, I know exactly what you might be thinking. Hang on a second. Isn't early retirement just a pipe dream for ultra-rich tech pros or people who inherit millions? I hear that all the time, but it's actually the biggest misconception out there. This isn't just for massive high earners. It's entirely based on solid mathematical principles that pretty much anyone can apply. So let's break down exactly how this math works. It all starts with a magic number, and that number is 25. Specifically, we're talking about the rule of 25. This rule basically states that you need to save and invest 25 times your anticipated annual retirement expenses to reach true financial independence. So let's do some quick math on that. If you figure you can live comfortably on, say, $40,000 a year, you just multiply that by 25. Boom, your target F.I.R.E. number is $1 million. This calculation actually relies on William Bengen's classic 1994 4% rule, which means you can safely withdraw 4% of that million every single year to get your 40K. But wait, there's a catch we really need to talk about. Bengen's original rule assumed a traditional 30-year retirement. But if you're aiming to retire at 35 or 40, your money has to last 50 years, not 30. That's a huge difference. And this is exactly why we need to look at Vanguard's modern updates to the 4% rule. They stretched the horizon to 50 years, factored in real-world investment fees, emphasized broad international diversification, and, this is key, introduced dynamic spending. That just means when the market takes a dip, you tighten your belt and spend a little less. By updating the old rule, a 50-year retirement actually becomes highly viable. So, how does this scale up based on the lifestyle you want? Well, if you want to spend $60,000 a year, your target jumps to $1.5 million. And if you're looking for a more luxurious lifestyle at $80,000 a year, you're going to need $2 million. This really highlights the incredible power of compound growth, but it also proves something absolutely crucial. Simply adjusting your spending habits drastically shifts your finish line. You hold the controls. Right about now, you might be asking yourself, okay, but getting to $1 million or $2 million early in life means saving a massive chunk of my income. Do I really have to eat rice and beans and live in absolute misery for a decade just to make this work? It's a totally fair question. Are those intense, short-term sacrifices actually worth it? Look, there's no sugarcoating it. The journey absolutely requires commitment. Hitting savings rates of 50% or more means making real, tangible, short-term sacrifices. You're probably not going to be buying the newest car or dining out at fancy restaurants every night. But as our sources point out, even if you fail at this, let's say you fall short of retiring at 40, you are still going to be incredibly wealthy compared to where you started. Failing at F.I.R.E. is way, way better than never trying at all. Plus, here's the really cool part. The movement is completely customizable. It's not one size fits all. There are actually different flavors of FIRE. You've got lean FIRE, which is that intense frugality we just talked about. Then there's fat FIRE, where you save enough to live a very comfortable upper middle class lifestyle. Coast FIRE is super interesting. That's where you aggressively front load your investments in your 20s and then just let compound interest do the heavy lifting while you work a normal job. And finally, there's barista FIRE. Let's zoom in on barista FIRE for a second, because I know a lot of people in the US are wondering, what about healthcare? Retiring at 40 means 25 years without Medicare. That could completely wipe out a portfolio. Well, barista FIRE solves exactly that. People will technically retire from their high-pressure corporate jobs, but then they'll work part-time at places like Starbucks simply to get the health insurance benefits, plus a little extra cash flow. It brilliantly protects your investments while giving you a super low-stress lifestyle. And if you really want to speed this whole thing up, there is an ultimate cheat code:
geo-arbitrage. Here's how it works. During your accumulation phase, you earn strong US dollars working remotely, but you live somewhere with a super low cost of living, think Bali or Thailand. So you can save massive amounts of money incredibly fast. Then, in the retirement phase, you stay in Southeast Asia or maybe Southern Europe, where an $800,000 portfolio can give you the exact same luxurious lifestyle that would cost you $2 million in New York. It's literally hacking the currency system. Okay, so the math and the strategy totally make sense, but we need to talk about the mental side of this. What happens psychologically when the paychecks actually stop? Transitioning from being an aggressive super saver to actually spending down those hard-earned assets sounds emotionally terrifying, doesn't it? You've hit on a major pitfall here. Financial experts actually call it the poverty mentality of the financially rich. We see these really sad cautionary tales of 70-year-old millionaires who restrict themselves to living solely off Social Security checks, quibbling over 10 cents on a can of tuna because they are just terrified of running out of money. The truth is, drawing down your assets goes completely against the ingrained habit of building them up. It's a huge mental shift. Which brings us to the ultimate question. What are we even doing all of this for? Does retire early just mean sitting idle on a beach, sipping margaritas for 50 straight years? Doesn't an endless, aimless vacation eventually become, well, incredibly boring? The short answer, it absolutely does. The sources are crystal clear on this. The 100% pro-leisure lifestyle is completely overrated. Having totally passive income can actually rob you of your drive and your motivation. It can create this joyless journey where you focus so entirely on the end goal that you completely forget to actually live your life along the way. And this is exactly why we need to redefine what the RE in F.I.R.E. really stands for. It doesn't mean doing nothing. It means reaching work optional status. This is about achieving the financial capacity to work because you want to, not because you have to. It's about having the ultimate freedom to pursue purpose-driven dream work entirely on your own terms. When you finally hit this status, whether that's through index funds, real estate, or whatever vehicle you choose, you unlock the 5 freedoms. Number 1, peace of mind. You're no longer sweating over monthly bills. Number 2, absolute control over your time. Number 3, the freedom to roam wherever you want. Number 4, purpose-driven work. And number 5, true financial independence. So it's not really about escaping work, it's about escaping forced labor. The F.I.R.E. movement is fundamentally about freedom and connection. It's not just about piling up cash and hoarding it like a dragon in a cave. It's about designing your ultimate life and taking back control of your time, which, let's face it, is your most valuable non-renewable resource. Before we jump into our final, biggest takeaway, if you're finding this explainer valuable and you want to take real control of your financial future, please make sure to subscribe to Rich Tribe's channel, like, comment, and share. We absolutely love reading your comments, so definitely let us know down below which flavor of FIRE appeals to you the most. To wrap things up, we want to leave you with one final, provocative thought from the source material. A life without goals and meaningful work is its own prison with its own limitations. At the end of the day, the true goal of F.I.R.E. is freedom. So I want you to ask yourself right now, if money were no longer an object, what meaningful work would you choose to pursue tomorrow?